What is up, guys? Sam from Forward Progress Madden. In this video, I'm going to be doing a full game commentary of the C4 Season 30 NFC Championship game between myself and VA Beach. Now, VA Beach, if you have heard of him, he's a longtime tournament vet. Had a number of high finishes in his career, and he is the Panthers. I am the Buccaneers. C4 is a flex schedule. Early in the season, obviously, I'm in the same division as he is, but earlier in the season, we played twice, and he beat me the first game, came from behind to beat me, and then the second game, he beat me on a Hail Mary from 45 yards out against Man Up 3D to beat me and win our division and get the bye week. So I had to play from a wild card round, and he obviously got to sit and watch everyone else play. I was able to win my wild card game, and then I was able to defeat the #1 seed, Jay the Truth, who had the Green Bay Packers at 13-3. I was 12-4 with the Buccaneers. And from there, after beating the Packers, I have to go to Carolina to play in the NFC Championship game. Now, going into the game, I didn't know what to expect, because I figure, you know, when you play somebody 3 times, they're going to have something different for you in the third game, if they didn't have anything for you differently in the second game. And he did kind of switch up his offense. I knew that he liked to run the Denver ace looks, but in the first 2 games, he really ran single back doubles, which kind of threw me off. So I wasn't exactly prepared to defend the 2 tight end ace counter power trap stuff. That being said, I do have defense for it. So when I saw that that's what he wanted to run, I started to key in on it. If you have watched me play on twitch.tv/forwardprogressmadden, you've noticed that I do a lot of 3-3-5. In fact, I rarely ever leave it. Depending on the down and distance, I might call a goal line defense out of the special teams, whether it be the punt block or the field goal man. But I'm really going to sit back in this 3-3-5, and I kind of wanted to do a full game commentary for you guys, so that way you could see kind of the adjustments I make if you don't get to watch on Twitch when I'm streaming, something that you can watch. And you really notice that this defense is all about making my opponent work for it. I'm not letting my opponents pick up 20-30 yards at a time on me when I run this defense. I'm going to make you score on me over the course of, 7, 8, 9 play drives. As you can see, he's had quite a few snaps already, and he's just now crossing midfield. And nickel formation for the defense here. You can see that the defense is pretty stout. I mean, I only do have 6 in the box, but I do a fairly good job of using where I know that the certain runs are coming. If I see single back ace, I figure trap. If I see shotgun ace, I figure trap. If I see shotgun normal, I figure trap. If I see this, I'm figuring inside zone or trap. And as you can see, he runs the inside zone here. I click on to major right and lay a hit stick and get the ball on defense. So that's a huge victory for me. Running a bend but don't break defense, and your opponent sustains a huge drive but comes away with no points. Now offensively, I really don't even have to tell you, New Orleans is where I'm at. I've been that way for the past 3 years. This year, no different. I do like to get 4 receivers on the field, so I can have as much speed as possible. That and the Buccaneers don't really have a standout tight end. Safarian Jenkins is alright, but nothing special. So I'm just going to get a feel for my opponent early in the game. Start out with an 0-1 trap. If he shows me a 4 technique or wider, I'm going to snap the trap on him. Typically, I don't like to snap a trap if there's somebody covering the guard or only really on his outside shoulder. Right here, drive out, covers it well. I'm just going to scramble, pick up a nice little block. Mike Glennon runs like he's got a piano strapped to his back, though, so I don't do a whole lot of scrambling with him. And I do believe that I go to Josh McCown later in the game to give me that third element of run, pass, or scramble. And I do a heavy rotation of the running backs. Doug Martin has cost me, well, Doug Martin cost me probably 3 of the 4 games that I lost this season. And really, I decided after losing my first game to VA Beach that Doug Martin was going to be situational at most. I used a lot of Bobby Raney, Mike James. Right here he shows me off coverage on the outside. I throw a smoke route, but he uses it with the outside linebacker. Great play by VA Beach. He did a real nice job running this 3-4 odd defense on me, mixing up his zones, his calls all together. And I had figured out from the first 2 games playing him that he does have B-gap out of this. So you won't see that B-gap really coming at me in this game because I'm prepared for it after playing him twice already. But he does have fantastic pressure out of this look. And he does a pretty good job of stopping the run as well. Here I try to throw the screen pass, but I believe A.J. Klein is having none of it. My scheme is basically to come out in the shotgun tight. See if you got press or off coverage, man or zone, base aligned or not base aligned. And then from there I can kind of figure out what I want to do based off of the down and distance. I don't really run the same formation all game long. I just use this as my main formation to come out in. I have 3 plays that I primarily run out of it, but I'll audible to a number of things. Y tray open, trips Y ISO. The nice thing about that scheme is that you can get your tight end ISO'd to either the left or the right, no matter if you're coming out in the snugs, flipped or unflipped. So as you can see right here, this is the tray open. I put Vincent Jackson on the left, and I'm able to isolate him. If I want to go deep, I have that option. And here, on 3rd and 13, not really finding anything open. I take the sack. I could have thrown the smoke route, but with the down and distance, I was probably a little too greedy. And after playing VA Beach in the first 2 games, I didn't really struggle to stop him. I more so struggled to score points. So I knew that if I was going to score points, it was going to be off of field position in this game. So punting the ball is an ideal thing for me to do, especially in this game where defense is a lot better. So we come back out on offense, and really going to do nothing different. I just want to see what he's in. If I see a look like this, I figure a trap, inside zone. Here I see this is a slip screen, and I'm just a hair slow to pick it off. He's able to pick up a big chunk of yardage down to about my 32-yard line and pick up a first down. It was a nice call by him. He was able to quick snap it. Normally I would have been able to man up the outside linebacker on his running back or a tight end or somebody to help stop that. So here he comes out in this the pistol ace twins, and this is where he's going to run the power counter dive stuff out of it. I believe there's a trap, and he's milking the clock as well because he doesn't want me to have a possession before the half is over. So really becoming a chess match between myself and VA Beach. Very similar to the first 2 games in which we played close first halves, and then it was a 1-possession game in the 4th quarter. As I get a message in my phone here as I'm commentating, but you see I basically just user the trap. Obviously people say the 3-3-5 is weak against the trap, but if you just know where to use her with really any formation that you use on defense, if you sit in as much as I do, you learn where to use her, where to shoot gaps, where not to shoot, when to take your risks. And as you can see right there, he chewed the clock, forgot he had it on, and took a delay of game. So that was a huge penalty as it took him from 3rd and 3 to 3rd and 8. So I'm able to sit back in my zone, try to jump someone over the middle. He tries to go to that screen. And I took note of that play right there. That particular play right there was something that I knew he wanted to run because he had called the slip screen twice on that drive. And you can see right there he threw a curl to the tight end and threw it low so it wouldn't get picked off against the zone coverage. And as you can tell, I run a lot of zone coverage. So here he comes out, 4th and inches, and I'm going to that special teams look to try to set up something. And he decides to come out and posse personnel. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. So I know it's single back doubles. And I decide to run commit, and we're just not able to get down there in time. He only got a gain of 1, but it was enough for the first down. Woodson and Major Wright lay huge hits, and that's part of the reason I took the Buccaneers, is I wanted to sit back in zone and come up and make plays with hit power. Levante David has phenomenal zone coverage. They added Jason Williams, who I could use her with, and I do use her with fairly often. And here comes that inside zone again.
Right side.
So he's really done a good job throwing the ball, not taking any risks passing. Or I'm sorry, he's done a good job running ball, but he's not taking any risks when he throws.
Coming up, 2nd down.
And I can basically see here he's just coming out in the same play, flipping the formation, running it to the other side. Levante David's able to make a nice hit on him.
2 yards to be found right there.
The Buccaneers defense, they got backed up in their own red zone, but you know what?
So sits up in inches to go scenario.
They were waiting for it, and they stopped the offense.
And the clock is dwindling here in the first half.
Browns lined up in the slot. Run it with
Runs it, breaks a tackle. And fortunately I have that two deep shell, or that 2 deep shell look pre-snap, and I'm able to have the safeties and run support. So now he's going to come down, and he's going to be on my 3. I came out in something completely different here just because I didn't want him to run inside zone against that, so I set up a bear front. He decides to throw. Might have been lucky there, as my outside linebacker was able to get his hands up and swat that ball down. So he ran Z-spot on 1st down, and I really didn't expect him to run it again. That being said, I did call the same play, and ultimately it's the same result. This time he goes to the corner, and the inverted cover 2 is able to get inside of that throw and swat it down. So 3rd down and 3. This time I'm going to go back to my 3-3-5. The reason I did that is because he showed me shotgun the previous 2 plays, and I know that if my opponent's in shotgun and they're passing, there's a very, very good chance that I'm going to get a sack. So I go ahead and come out in the 3-3-5, and he's in pistol. And this is a great defense to stop the pistol. And as you can see, my guys shoot it, pick up a loss there, and force him into a field goal going into half, which is nice because I do have the ball coming out after halftime. So that's a victory for me, to only allow 3 points on his 2 drives. And he had 2 long drives, used most of the first half up on those drives, and was able to only get 3 out of it. So defense doing exactly what it needs to do to allow me to win this game. But I need to step it up on offense. I realize that I'm not going to have a ton of time of possession in this game. Now here he shows me, okay, this is clearly man up 3 deep. I'm going to go ahead and run a corner route, try to get out of bounds.
That's a really good throw and catch, and they get the first down, Jim. That's what you want to do.
So he's playing very, very passive here. And honestly, that's what lost me game 2 for the division championship against him, was that I ran this defense 2 downs in a row. He threw 2 corner routes and then threw a Hail Mary from midfield to beat me. So then here I take the sack, and we go to halftime. So no harm, no foul. I didn't turn the ball over at least. We got the ball coming out. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't rewatched this game 1 time since I played it. It was about a week ago. And so, I mean, a lot of this is going to be kind of not really new to me, but I don't remember exactly what was going on as I'm watching it here. That being said, I'm kind of able to still give you an idea of what goes through my mind when I see these scenarios. Clearly right here, he tries to jump the drive out. I'm going to go ahead and scramble, throw the crossing pattern to the backside. If he's going to use that drive out, I'm going to throw the backside cross because he's going to have to vacate his zone in order to cover that. It's a fantastic route to be able to throw. And now I'm going to start to show him a couple other looks. Now I'm going to go under center snugs. And kind of giving you a look at my play art even here, doing the uncut commentary with the full game, so be able to see kind of some of the setups that I use. This is a rollout special, but he does a good job of containing me. I wasn't going to get outside against that cornerback coming off the edge. So took a sack there.
That time the right side of the line collapses, and it leads to a sack of the QB.
So I'm coming out, and I'm going to audible the wide tray open. I have about 3 or 4 plays that I run out of about 6 or 7 sets. So it really is a complete scheme personnel-wise. I can audible to and from the formations. Here I suspect pressure off the right edge, so I go ahead and motion. And it was. And I'm able to go up top to Vincent Jackson. Now, if you guys watch me when I was in New Jersey, that's Gronkowski when I play money games. In fact, last night I played 2 money games and was able to win both of them on the stream. So, like I said, I'll do a subtle plug again. You can follow me on twitch.tv/forwardprogressmadden. And that's why I play a lot of money games, mutt games, just in general when I'm not recording, but I still want to stream. So you guys are able to check me out there as well. So I know I'm in field goal range. I obviously want 7, but I know that I'm at least going to be able to tie the game as long as I play smart. Come out in the tight again. There's always that threat of that B-gap, so you notice that I blocked my running back quite a bit. And I'm able to throw the drag. This time I ran a different play than what I had run all game long. So when my guy took off completely downfield, he had to drop with him on his user instead of jumping to the outside like he thought it was the drive out. So clearly he's doing a pretty good job. I'm ad-libbing a lot out of my shotgun tight, so I'm going to give him a 2-back look on 3rd down. And clearly any single time you see the strong close, you think off tackle or PA end around. I'm in New Orleans. I don't have PA end around. So I audible out, and I throw a complete dot to Vincent Jackson, or actually, sorry, Mike Evans on the backside for a touchdown. So I'm able to go up 7-3. That was a great drive to start the second half. Exactly what I needed to get a touchdown, take a little bit of time off the clock. And now we just need to play solid defense like we have been the whole game. He's been having time-consuming drives, so if we can force him into another time-consuming drive, I will have the ball with little time left in the lead or a chance to win and timeouts left. So that's basically what I'm looking at right here. Worst case scenario, I'm down with a full slate of timeouts and about 2-minute drill to kick a field goal to tie or score to win. Or I'll have the lead. So right here, we're thinking inside zone trap or the screen. And as you can see, I make that adjustment, and he throws the ball right to that tight end, as I took note early in the game, and he throws a huge interception. So like I said, when you throw only a couple times out of a formation, I take note on what your route combination is. Right there, I was able to drop my linebacker into a hook behind the that would play behind the curl, and then I put my nickel back in man coverage on the tight end, so he cut underneath from the outside and picked that off. Never saw it coming. I used the screen as I had done all game. I didn't switch anything up, so it looked the same to him, and he was able to throw, or he threw a pick. So now I'm coming out. I'm just going to run a little bit of counter. I stay up inside and pick up a touchdown to go up 14-3. So that was a huge 2-play swing of events to put me up in the game, 14-3. Fortunately for him, he still has a decent amount of time left in the game to try to score and get a stop. But defense doing exactly what I wanted to do. Doing a good job locking up. Offense hasn't had to shoulder much of the load, and we got a chance to go to the Super Bowl. So I'm just playing real conservative, trying not to let him bust a big return. I just stay back with the kicker. And why would we come out in anything different if we've only allowed 3 points thus far? I go ahead and sub out Mike Jenkins after that interception return. Put in Isaiah Fry. He's got good zone coverage. I run a zone coverage-based defense. So put him in the game and wait to see what his personnel are. So depending on what his look is, I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to call a defense with more zones underneath or more zones over the top. Right here I'm thinking, okay, he probably is not going to be running the ball at this point, so I'm just going to go ahead and run my pass defense. And he throws a pick right into center field. So I'll tell you what happened there. If you go back and look at the previous plays after every play, I ran cover 2 every single down this game. I maybe called cover 4 once, but I certainly hadn't called cover 3. So all those defenses are what I like to call MOFO, middle of field open. And what that means is you can throw posts and routes, stuff like that, in between the deep zones. Well, knowing that he has to pass, I'd rather go to a 3-high look because it gives me a little bit better coverage deep. And he tried to throw a post into the cover 3. It was the first time I ran it all game. It was just a very, very coincidental call. I wouldn't say I knew he was going to throw a post because I didn't. But it was just the right call at the right time. More so a luck call. So with the 2-possession lead, I'm just going to sit on the ball, try to work the clock down, and try to get to the Super Bowl. In C4, the Super Bowl is $100 to the winner. You can go back and saw that my last Super Bowl was season 26 with the Philadelphia Eagles. I was able to make a 19-0 run and go undefeated with them. Now with the Buccaneers, not nearly as successful with them, I would say, but pretty solid season. I did go 12-4, and I had to go through a really, really tough NFC to get to the Super Bowl. I started off playing against 12-4 Rams team. Then I ended up playing against the 13-3 #1 seed Packers, and then now I'm playing against the 13-3 #2 seed Panthers that I had already lost to twice in the season. And you can tell this game's going real well for me. Definitely going to win this game. I ended up playing I want to say 14-2 Bengals that were headed up by H.H. Bronco, and I actually played the Bengals earlier in the season and was able to beat Bronco 17-3. So the Super Bowl was a rematch, and I do apologize because the Super Bowl, I was going to record it so that way I could upload it instead of this game, but in the Super Bowl I went up 21-0 and the game disconnected, and we had to play the game in pieces. So we had to finish out the first half, then restart again, then play the second half, and it actually disconnected again in the second half. So we basically played the game in 5 pieces, and it would just been a mess to try to edit that and put it on YouTube and make it understandable. So this is the worst play I have all game long, and you can just tell it's my game because I run the play I ran for a touchdown earlier. He drops a pick, and it happens to land in Vincent Jackson's hands for a touchdown to go up 21-3. That's just unfortunate for him because he really did work the hell out of that ball. And I told VA Beach after the game that he made a hell of a play on it. And, that's just Madden sometimes. User picks sometimes get dropped, and in that case, he dropped what would have been a huge pick. So this will be his last drive coming up. He's got to get a score and an onside kick and another score and I believe another onside kick to even come back in the game. And there's just really not that much time left. So I kick it into the corner, make it so he can't get an easy return on me. He's only able to return it out to his 15-yard line. I've got headphones on, so if I'm talking weird, I apologize. But so I know that he's got to throw. So I'm going super conservative. I'm going to make you beat me slowly and take time. I'm going cover 4. And that's really the beauty of this defense is I can get my pressure out of any look and not have to worry about it. Being in a certain play or, making certain adjustments. I'm really, really free to do whatever I want. There we finally scream at him. Get the good pressure that you guys see when I'm on stream.
Nice job that time by the defense.
So it's going to set up 2nd and 10. And we're just going to sit back in that cover 4 again. This time he's under center. He doesn't want to get screamed at, which is pretty wise. So I'm going to use my nickel back just because I have a feeling he wants to throw a corner route. Try to stay outside of it. He goes to throw the post. Or actually, the face throw on the right side, and we have 2 guys out there to make a play on it. It's the beauty of the cover 4 is that your safeties are playing deep quarters, which means that they can break on a pass to the sideline once the ball's in the air. So having seen him run that the first down, I try to make adjustments. That way I cover the post from the slot. I'm able to cover the corner. The corner is the nickel. Stay outside. He throws a nice out route, which I'm really content with because, I mean, it's taking time. I'm up multiple possessions. Nothing I'm going to worry about. So I'm adjusting my coverage over the middle. I see the crossing patterns. Nice pass there to his slot receiver. And as long as that clock is ticking, I'm fine with the result of the play, no matter what the result is. Goes to a seam. And then I decide, okay, let's go ahead and try to adjust our defense a little bit more. Ran a lot of cover 4. He hit me with a couple crossing patterns, and we decide, okay, let's cover the middle a little bit better. I'll let him have the outsides if he wants to throw it there. I user cover the middle. He does go to the outside, and I'm able to get a nice pick there with, I believe that is. I can't remember who that is, but because I put Alteron Burner on the left side in my defense that I run, so we're able to make a break. Jonathan Banks, sorry, that's who it was. And now we're able to basically run the ball out, use the chew clock feature, set up 2nd and 1. And that's basically all she wrote. So I'm going to end up winning this game 21-3. Huge win after 2 heartbreaking losses to VA Beach early in the season. And to get this win and go to the Super Bowl, it was a great feeling because I call myself the Donovan McNabb of C4. I'm actually 3-4 in conference championship games, but when I do get to the Super Bowl, I'm 3-0. So I've got that Joe Montana record in Super Bowls, but I'm pretty bad in conference championships. So I call myself Donovan McNabb. So VA Beach is messaging here to say good game and good luck in the Super Bowl. Great sportsmanship. You know, he's always a good guy. Never had a problem with VA Beach in league. So good game to him. Appreciate you guys and everything you do in the league and your activity and what makes C4 a great league. So definitely appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys going forward in season 30 where I have the Rams.